Hi everyone and welcome back to Chess for Charity. In this video, I'm going to show you a super cool endgame study that was composed by William Chessdude and was shared to me through Discord. So take a second and look at this position. It's white to move. This pawn goes up the board. This pawn then goes down the board. And your job is to see how you can win this position for white. I'll give you a hint. There's only one move in the position that wins. Crazy, right? You think about all the possible rook moves, king moves, pawn moves, and you have to find the one and only move that wins. While you're thinking about this, let me quickly encourage you to subscribe if you have not yet already. Half of the income that I earn in this channel goes directly to charity, so all likes, subscribers, all that stuff is incredibly appreciated. Okay, so let me kind of share initial thoughts. So when I saw this, I thought a couple of things. One thought was to play rook f1 to kind of cut off the king so they can't enter. Another thought was to keep this bishop in the corner and restrict the king's movement, maybe by playing something like rook b8, so if the king ever tries to move, I can take the bishop. And then another thought was push the pawn and kind of lock this pawn down. So none of those are correct, which is kind of interesting, right? So let's just take a look at a sample one. Rook f1, the idea being to cut the king off. Well, this bishop is what I want to get activated if I'm the black pieces. So a move like king g8 and then moving out is, it doesn't matter where exactly, just out. Of course, not here because it would get captured, but I think you know what I'm saying. That's the general goal, right? So, and I can't generate a threat at this moment, right? I can play something like this to prevent them from going here, but they can just play out, and there's no issue here. This is a drawn position because I can never really make progress. You might think, can't you just approach with the king? And you'd be right, I could approach with the king, but I wouldn't be able to actually do anything. Isn't that kind of odd? So I can't break in because at any point, the bishop can just go back and forth, not like that, obviously, back and forth, and I can't ever really break in. If I ever try to gang up on this pawn, well, how am I going to do that? So I would need to get my king to one of these squares. Well, the way that it's constructed right now, I will not be able to do that. So you can play with this position if you want, but this is a drawn position in the computer's eyes. Okay, so rook f1 is a failing move. What about something like rook b8, saying, hey, you can't move your king without me taking your bishop? And that is a good idea, but they can still free this bishop with a king move, namely king h7. And that's actually the only move that draws for black. And I can play anything here, maybe g5, and they just move their bishop out. And this is drawn. They're going to try to gang up on this one, and I'm going to have to check them, oscillate, bring my king in. It's not going to be enough, no matter what I do. Okay, so what other moves do you think? Maybe this pawn move? That's a good thought, but again, it kind of gives up king f7, and now these bishops, this one bishop really, this bishop coming out to these squares. So what is the move here? And the first move might surprise you. The second move might surprise you even more. So the first move in this position is rook h1. Okay, what is that move doing? Well, it's kind of similar to the other move that I was showing, but there's a reason why this one is better than this one. And I'll share that in just a minute. So from rook h1, again, you're discouraging the king from moving. So the king can't go here, can't go here, can't go here, without just losing the bishop. And plus h7 is not even legal. So you might say, okay, what's wrong with king g8? Well, now, unlike the position from b8, I can generate a threat with this rook. What threat is that? Well, there's one undefended pawn here on g6. I can play rook h6 and attack that pawn. Now, just really quickly, compare that to this move. If the king moves here, I am no longer able to generate a threat because this pawn's protected. So quick compare and contrast there. Okay, so what's the problem though? I play this move, and there are a couple of lines, there are several lines at this position that I want to go over. There are many. I'll probably just cover a few. So one thought is move the king back, attack the rook. And surprisingly, there's a nice solution to this if you want to go all the way through it. I can play g5, and what am I doing? I'm placing you in Zugzwang. What are you going to do? You have to move your king because your bishop has no legal moves. Your pawn has no legal moves. You have three, one, look at that. 1, 2, 3. You pretty much only have to go to g8, right? You don't want to give up your bishop for free. And believe it or not, you can sacrifice your rook for the bishop in this position, and you are fast enough. Something like this, just to show the solution. You have enough speed, enough time, and yeah, they go this way, doesn't matter. You're going to get this guy. They go this way, this is just basic king and pawn ending stuff. Something like this, no stalemate, you win this game. If you want to keep seeing it, I'll just show it like this, boom, boom, and then that's enough, right? I hope you get the point there. And that was probably the intended solution to this puzzle. But it gets even cooler than that, because the point is that even after you play rook h1, they play king g8, you play rook h6, if they go back, that's what's going to happen. Great. But there are a lot of potential defenses in this example. One defense might be just move the pawn and give up a fork, but then get your bishop active. Another might be move the bishop here. So what I decided to do is I played the computer in this position to see what the best defense was, and they were really hard to crack. So in particular, bishop g7 was kind of tough. You take here, you feel like you're up a good amount of material, right? You're up, you have the exchange and a pawn. So technically 3 points of material. But it's not so easy. Something like king f7, they're attacking you. You back up, maybe somewhere like over here. And they're going to try to sneak in something like this and gang up on this pawn. But you have to play very, very carefully. At least I had to play carefully against a computer because I'm not super good. So something like this, and you kind of have to race. Right? If I want to make a king move, rook move, there are a lot of ways to do it. But it's easy to mess up. So right now they're not threatening this pawn because the bishop is under attack. So now the bishop moves, then you have to worry about this pawn. And you can do it. You can do it a couple ways. You can attack here first if you want. According to the computer, actually, this is the only way to draw. See, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It's crazy. Rook e8, keep harassing the bishop. Bishop d6. Look at the way, check, I'm defending this pawn. King f4, look at this. Rook g7. This is like incredible technique. Way, way complicated. But it's really, really tough. Right? Rook d7, right? Saying if you take this pawn, I hit you with a fork. Bang and bang. It's a very complicated position, but it would take some technique, but it is a win for white. So you might say, okay, Frank, that's great. What are the other types of defenses? So this, and then like I already showed, this, here, that one fails, and this one fails. What would the computer play? Well, let's do a computer drill. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to show what the computer plays against a 3200 rated computer and whether or not I can win in this position. So I showed you the intended solution from the composer, which was this king move, this here, and then take, and then win the king and pawn ending with this little journey. Oops. And that's what William shared with me. But I think it's cool to look at the other moves as well. So I'm going to go ahead and play the computer and attach it to the end of this video. So if you enjoyed the puzzle, thanks to William, and I'm going to share the computer. So thanks so much. Bye. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Chess for Charity. This is part 2 of the William Chess Dude video where I am playing against a computer. So let's see if I can convert this position here. I think I just have to move the king. There's no threat. Let's move forward. Looks a little scary, but there's no threat. Move the king in. Try to dislodge. I can move, right? Like this. And then my goal should be to just try to control this square, push the king back. How about attack them? Cut the king off. Threaten to push this, you can't take it. And then here. How about attack here? And then I'm threatening here. Oh. Okay. That looks a little annoying. What's wrong with this move? Going here. Ooh. That looks like it's a win. Okay. Yep. This is an easy win now. Okay. Cool. That is it. So I played a 2500 rated computer, and I think that as I go up and up, it is harder and harder. So I would encourage you to give it a try against higher rated computers. The defenses are different every time, so it really can get you used to the position. But yeah, that is it. Thanks to William for putting this position out there and giving the puzzle. But that's it for now. Thank you so much. Bye.